All right, biting is a very, very common problem with puppies, as is jumping up. We'll get to that later. They only have their mouths to manipulate the world, so it's very natural that they know. It's very natural. No. Good. Good boy, good boy. He really wants to do it really bad and he didn't. You couldn't see this, he was jumping all around behind me. He really wanted to nip me so bad and he wouldn't do it. He was such a good boy. All right, so that's basically how you correct a puppy from biting. Now, the first time that I got a hold of Manny's nose, come here, doll face, come here, come here. He's like, no, you're gonna squeeze my nose and I didn't like it. Come here. Well, it's a good thing you didn't like it. The first time I squeezed his nose, I basically just put my hand over his nose and did not squeeze down at all. Now the reason I do that is because that's what the mama dog does when the puppies are biting too hard. In order to discipline the puppy, she takes her mouth and puts them over the puppy's nose like that, teaching them don't be nipping like that. All right. Now the problem with that is a lot of times the puppies just think you're playing and come right back, and in fact Manny did that time, if you saw. And so the second time, when I put my hand over his nose, I squeezed just a little bit. Now, if you don't make an impression and he comes back with you nipping again, then the next time you squeeze just the tiniest bit harder. But if you're going to use the squeeze method, there's a couple things you need to know. Each time you increase the pressure just a tiny little bit until it makes an impression. You'll know it makes an impression because he won't come back again right away with another nip. Also, you end the game. Whatever it is you're doing, when the puppy's nipping, you give the correction. If you noticed, I put my face right down in his face and said no in a low tone. The reason I use a low tone is because in the dog world, lower tones mean control. Think about it. When a dog is barking for control, they're woof, woof, like that. When a dog is barking for excitement and fun, it's yap, 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 like this. Low tones mean control. One word, no. And I put my face right down in his face. The reason I did that is also in the dog world, direct eye contact is aggression, control, and anger. All right? Dogs don't generally make direct eye contact until they're taught to, as puppies, to interact with us, but with each other, direct eye contact is a very strong communication. So I put three things together all at once. I lowered my tone when I said no. I grabbed a hold of his little nose, gave it a little squeeze, and I put my face right in his face with direct eye contact. And that's a clear communication to any puppy that they shouldn't be doing what they're doing. If that's not working for you, we're going to give you some more tips on how to use timeout. But in the meantime, as soon as the puppy starts nipping at you like that, remember those three things. Grab the nose, no, direct eye contact, and game over. All right? So when the puppy starts nipping, you give him no, and game's done. You leave. That should end your nipping problems very quickly.